Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. So we study the Bhagavad Gita, and we are not taking serially one verse after verse, but we are taking concepts, and we are not studying Bhagavad Gita word to word or that kind of, but we want to take out the spiritual meaning which could be applicable to us, which could be helpful to us. I believe that reading the holy books or reading scriptures, unless it changes something in me, unless it makes some difference in me, otherwise it's as good as reading a secular book. What is the difference between you're reading a novel and you're reading the Bhagavad Gita? Or you're reading a novel, or you read another holy book, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, or stories of Ramayana, etc. Because you want to learn something, you want to know something. So traditionally, before you pick up a book, there are 4 things we are supposed to think about. Any book we take. Technically the name is Anubandha Chatushtaya. Chatushtaya means set of 4. Anubandha. Bandha means relation, bondage. Anubandha. The Anu word is very interesting in Sanskrit. You must have heard the name Radha, Anuradha. Gami, Anugami. Anu is following, Anu is to follow, and Anu is a smaller version many times. So this Anubandha, you are not bound with the book, but it is like a relationship with the book. What is that? One is called Vishaya, subject matter of the book. You don't pick up any book, correct? You want to know what is the subject matter of the book. Then you have to think about, what is my relation with this book? Why do I read this book and not other book? There has to be some reason. No, I just pick up one book. Oh, then it's a passing time. You are not interested to learn something from that book. But here you are choosing a book, establishing that yes, actually I want to know some philosophy, I want to know about Hinduism, I want to know about Christianity, I want to know about Islam, I want to know about God, I want to know about what is there in this scripture. Whichever way, but the subject matter, you must correlate with the subject matter. Third thing which we are supposed to think is, why do I read it? What is the necessity? What is the purpose? It's called prayojanam. So Vishaya, subject matter, Sambandha, relation, then prayojan. What is my necessity? Why do I read this book? Because I want something out of that. Because I want to something new. And third, how it is going to help me in my goal of life. If you are a chemistry student, you take the chemistry book, you don't take the physics book. Because your goal is to graduate in chemistry. That's why you take that book. Then you say, okay, who is the writer? What is the subject? No, I don't want organic chemistry, I want something different. So, could be, you choose a subject, you choose your relation with the subject, you know why do I read this book and how it is going to help me in reaching my goal. So, Bhagavad Gita we read, what I want from this book. The question can be asked in another way. If I don't read this book, what I will be missing? That we must be very clear about. So here we want the philosophy of life. Just now I was talking to one group that one senior Swamiji told me, in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna is talking to Arjuna. When you start feeling that usually Krishna is telling to me, not to Arjuna, then you have started understanding Bhagavad Gita. He told him, what I have to do with that? Correct? No. Arjuna is our representative there. Arjuna is a human representative there. Actually, Krishna is telling me what he wants me to do, what he wants me to renounce, what he wants me to practice, etc. So, this is the reason that we read. So, long before, 4 or 5 years before, I decided whatever I will speak or I have to take class anywhere, anything, we have no time to show my scholarship to you. You don't have time in your life to hear so many things, maybe, I don't know. So I want to be concise, I want to be concentrated in this, how this sloka is going to change me. I have no interest in other side of the, nothing is wrong, but this is what I feel. So we have started, that's why this is a diary, there's a notebook, blank notebook. I remember in Argentina, one devotee, she knew how to binding of the books and all that. So she said, I will make a notebook for you and give you. So I said, okay. Then here, in Spanish, she has written, Bhagavad Gita and our spiritual life. So, we want to enrich our spiritual life by Bhagavad Gita. So we read one concept, we discussed thoroughly in quite a few classes, and that is one of the most discussed shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Shloka means verse. Karmani eva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. But that shloka everywhere you hear. When that Mahabharata serial came also, that was the shloka first they used to chant. You have right or you have control over your action. You have control over that you came. What you will hear is not in your control. Correct? In the same way, whatever karma, whatever action we do, our doing action is the only thing we can do. There are many factors affects when you, whatever you do and the result of that action. Not only your efforts, there are so many factors affects the result of that action. We took example. If all of us do the same action, all of us must get the same result. No. The result could be different. There could be many reasons for which the result is different. All of us purchased a lottery ticket. Why only one person got some prize and remaining didn't get anything? All of us spent the same money. So karma is something like that. Not always you get the same result. A teacher is teaching in the class. All the students are learning the same subject in the same way what the teacher is teaching. Same questions are given in exam. Result is so different. Because it is not only the subject matter, how much you have understood, how much your capacity to express the result or the answer of that question. And there are many factors. Okay, you wrote your exam very well. I am your examiner to check the answer paper. When your answer paper came, my mood is not good. I didn't have my morning coffee. I am angry on someone. And unfortunately, it was your answer paper which I am going to check. It should not affect, actually speaking, But it affects. These are human errors. You cannot. Then people say, okay, I was supposed to get 90 marks, I am getting 40 marks. There is a system where you can challenge and openly answer paper. So all these things you have to do. So idea is this, karma is the same. We have taken various examples to understand. Karma is the same. The result is different. One person killed another person. He is punished because this action is totally unacceptable in the society. What about a soldier killing 10 enemy? He is given medal. Killing is the same. A person dies. When a civilian kills another civilian, a big punishment is given to him or her. But that person killed 10 people and he is given medal. That means action is not what we consider action. Big action means we see this kind of any movement of the body, speech, etc. No. Action is the purpose behind the physical or mental action which you do. That purpose is the main action. If unnecessarily somebody comes and pinches you, you will be angry. And it's a very sharp pin which is pinching you. Why you should do this? Abuse this and that, so many things will come. But when it comes from a doctor, you say like this. It is the same piercing of the needle. But the purpose is different. So you are voluntarily going to doctor to tell him that you inject. But otherwise no. So it is not the action of piercing the pin. It is the purpose behind it. So action, we need to think in this way. So always when philosophical discussions are there, when you apply it to your life, take a pause. Make your mind set for this and then analyze, understand. Because your common sense, words have many meanings. The word karma has so many meanings. The word Atman has so many meanings. What meaning you are going to use in that context, that is important. So, you have a right, you have a control over your action. Na phaleshu kadachana. You don't have any control on the result of your action. Result could be anything. Sometimes whatever work you do, result is opposite. There is a buffalo and there is a lion. Who do you think in general, if there is a fight, in general who will win? Lion will win. But not always. Not always. The other day I saw one video. It's painful to see whether it is lion or buffalo, whoever is bleeding. It's painful. But poor lion is helpless in front of these 3-4 buffaloes. He is finished practically with 2 horns only. And none of the buffalo had even a drop of blood coming out of their body. But lion became completely red. Everywhere blood and everywhere. This is piercing here, piercing there. So what I am telling is, it is not the action, it is the purpose behind your action is actually the action. Not the movement of your body is action. For example, this action is good or bad? You say, what is good or bad about it? Yes. If I do it to disturb him, it's a bad action. If I do to get his attention, it's good. So this action is nothing positive or negative about it. It is the purpose behind it which is positive or negative. All the action we must think from that point of view. That's why you always say, why did you do this? Many times it will come. But my purpose was not that. So other person is to understand your purpose. then that action will have a different meaning. So, you have control over your action. Na phaleshu, not in the fruits of action. So what generally people will think? If the result of my action is not in my hand, then I don't do karma. Why should I do when I am not sure about the result? So the third line Krishna says, Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. Don't be always keen and give attention to the result only then only I do the action. Don't do that. Mate sangostu akarmani. But you cannot become without action also. So you see, you cannot become without action. You cannot have action desiring the result of action. So the whole purpose of that sloka is that you do action selflessly. Now how to do selflessly action? You are working in a company. So the boss will say, you keep on working, no result. You don't get the salary. Will you work? No. Because that work's nature is that. But you gave $2 to a beggar and you expect from him something. Until you tell me thanks 3 times, I will not give you $2. That's not proper. That we understand. So there is some actions which you are not looking at the result. But still you do it. And those actions only makes you happy. I give you an example. Sri Ramakrishna had a disciple called Swami Adbhutananda, Latu Maharaj. He was totally illiterate. He didn't know how to read and write. There was no language which he could speak properly. Little Hindi, little Bengali. He originally was from Bihar, but he came as a maid servant in the house of one devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, Ramchandra Datta, in his house. So he is doing all household work, helping the lady in cooking and cleaning and this and that. And they were devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. So the lady will make sometimes the kheer or payasam or something and will tell, Latu, go and give to Sri Ramakrishna. Go to Dakshineshwar and give. So few times this young boy came to Thakur, came to Sri Ramakrishna. That my mother has sent it. That's the system. After 1 or 2 visits, Sri Ramakrishna says to Ramchandra, from where you got this boy? He is exceptionally spiritual. And he, after some time says, I want to stay in Dakshineshwar, I don't want to stay with you people. And he literally started staying in Dakshineshwar in company of Sri Ramakrishna, and such a great saint he became. Anyway, so he was staying in his later age in Calcutta. There's a place, now we have a center called Balaram Basu's house. There was a attendant to him, young Swami called Swami Samachittananda. So 2 British ladies came. It was a British rule at that time. They say, we want to meet the saint. So the saint is there upstairs and he is most casual person. So she said, we want to ask a question to him. So Siddharanji was the interpreter. English, and then he will say in a broken, whatever language Maharaj Swamiji can understand. So the ladies asked a question. We do social work. We help poor people. But we don't believe in God. Whether our work can be spiritual or not. So Siddhanji asked this to Adbhutanandaji. Adbhutanandaji says, you tell, at that time British used to be called Mem Sahib. You tell to the Mem Sahib that they do not know that they believe in God. So they were, we know, we don't believe in God. Then this Latu Maharaj, Adbhutanandaji explained Whenever you serve someone, what you get? Nothing. Apparently nothing. You spend your time, you spend your money, you spend your physical, mental energy to help somebody. Sometimes they don't even smile at you. They will not even thank you. Sometimes they will criticize you why you gave so little. Still you serve them. Because after serving, you get a kind of happiness. To get that happiness, again you serve again. And that happiness is the source which eventually will become God. Who is happy in doing something where you do not get anything back? You will not do anything. If you don't have a salary, if you don't have a profit, why should you work? But there are some work which gives you happiness. And this happiness is not happiness of getting money. This happiness is something different. And that happiness you pursue. That happiness you want more. That's how the concept came. Concept of service came. So, we have to do work. You cannot be without doing work. You cannot do work chasing the result, but you should do work. That means you do work without that expectation. It's a very difficult concept. It's not easy to practice. But we all practice it in one way or other. For example, when you go to a beautiful garden, they write the boards, don't pluck the flowers. So without plucking flowers, you not only enjoy the flowers, but you adore the flowers. Up to here there is desire, if I can get one flower. But you don't do it because you are not supposed to pluck. Another example. When you go and see Himalaya, when you go and see a beautiful mountain, do you think a part of mountain you keep in your pocket and come back? No. This is said by Yudhishthira in Mahabharata. As you see Himalaya, just because Himalaya is great, you don't take a piece of Himalaya with you. Nowadays you can take a picture, but not anything of Himalaya. In the same way you love God. Next sloka will come from that purpose. You love God because God is great. Not that you want something from God, no. Till you want something from God, you are a devotee, your devotion also is true, but it is not of a higher type. It is like, I keep contact with you because always I want something from you. That relation cannot last. That cannot last. So, here Sri Krishna says this. That sloka we studied and that we summarized here. But how to do that work which is not for chasing the result and which is not in action. It is in between. I will do action, but I will not chase the result. The result will come by itself, and that you are satisfied. A farmer work hard to grow some vegetables or grain or something. What is the end result he doesn't know. But he still does the same thing. Whatever he has to do, he has to do. Something is in the hands of God. Correct time rain did not come and the plant died. What he did is futile, not fruitful. That doesn't stop him from doing it again. Sri Ramakrishna gives this example. Even if you do not get the desired result or expected result of your good karmas, you don't stop doing that, because the tangible result is not necessary. That effect of that work which I do without any motive. Many times we go and talk, big audience is correct. Sarva Priyanji came, 500, 600 people are hearing. There are many other where thousands of people here. I have seen some religious speakers. The number of people are so many that you do not see the other end. And he is speaking about Ramayana. And people are so much attention, so much pin drop silence. I have seen audience more than 100,000 at a time. Just hearing Ramayana. Maybe it is possible only in India, I do not know. So when you do this, what you are expecting from them? No. If you expect, what you speak cannot be perfect or a good speech, because you are expecting some result. But you say, no, I am happy to talk about Ramayana. I will talk, and people like. People don't like, people don't like. But I will speak just because I love to speak about Ramayana. We need to do some action, small or big, in our life, where we are not looking for any result out of it. Result in terms of tangible result. Tangible could be some gain, could be monetary gain, could be appreciation from people. I told, so 1 hour I spent with you, you didn't even thank me? That means I was talking to you just to get your thanks. No. So we must consciously try to do this, and that is the root where the karma yoga is based in. Karma is when all of us are doing karma. But that when that attitude will come, then the karma becomes karma yoga. What is yoga? When your karma connects you with your goal, with your purification of mind or whichever goal you fix. That is the purpose of service. I do not want anything. I just want to do this. That in one way or other, when you volunteer for something, when you take the name of God also, this will come here, next sloka that we are going to discuss. Minute concept we must understand, and as I told, that will make some change in our life. And if after 45 minutes discussion, if you don't get anything which can change your life, there is no point of speaking, there is no point of hearing. So, the next sloka Sri Krishna says, very interesting sloka. Arjuna says, okay, fine, you want me to do action, you want me to do work, not enjoined by desire to get the result, and of course I will be away from the inaction. How to do this? You tell me. Yes, I have to do it, just how to do it? So Krishna says, Yogastha Kuru Karmani. Establish yourself in yoga. What yoga? Yoga has 100 meanings. When you say yoga, people say it is hatha yoga, physical exercise and all that. Yoga word comes from called yuj, to join. You know English word yoke, Y-O-K, yoke. A bullock is yoked to the cart and he pulls the cart. Yoke is yuj, to join, to connect. What is hatha yoga? From one level of your physical health to another level of physical health. Agility of the body, your stiffness of the body, slowly body becomes more agile. Your digestion was this, it became little better. So from the lower health to the higher health, what connects is yoga. But that is physical part. But yoga also has a mental part, spiritual part. So it depends on you, how you want to use this, how you want to practice this. People practice the same thing. There was not a cartoon, but it was a real picture. You know, we have one asana in yoga, what do you call it? Ustrasana. Means as if you are sitting on the chair. Like that your body will be. As if you are sitting on the chair, but there is no chair. So your thighs and your knees, etc. will become more stronger, etc. But the same posture, if you lie down, Your physical posture can be the same, but it doesn't make any effect in your body. It is not the structure of your body or the asana of the body or the design of the body, how you bent it. That is not important. Asana is done in a sitting or a standing position, except one asana which is called shavasana. Like a corpse you sit, shava. So idea is this: whatever work we do, if you want to convert your simple action into karma yoga, your ordinary karma into karma yoga, Sri Krishna says, yogastha kuru karmani. You do your karma being established in yoga, not physical yoga. This attitude what we discussed. Trying to do selflessly something. And when your nature becomes that, when your nature becomes that whatever you do unselfish work. You don't have a selfish motive every time. Initially, I don't do anything until I get money. I don't do anything until I get appreciation. I don't attend any course until I get a certificate. This general people do, nothing wrong about it. That is logical in general. But then you say, but I like to do something where there is no appreciation. Swami Vivekananda says in one place, I don't appreciate my followers. That's why many times we don't understand. And that may be our way of life, that's why we do not understand. But in the modern time, when you talk even to the small children, get me that cup, the child will say, thank you. I couldn't understand in the beginning. Why you are making the child crippled by telling thank you for every small thing the child does. In future, he will not do anything where he doesn't get the thanks. It's good for you to thank somebody, no issue about it. But before he becomes habituated of getting thanks from people for doing small action, let him understand this concept. No, elders you must serve. When the adults will say thank you, the child should say, no, it's fine. I'm doing my service, I'm doing my duty. So many times, apparently good things is in a way ultimately is not that good as you think. Practices are okay. Other day I told someone, thank you. They said, no Swamiji, you should not thank me. I said, I'm not thank you, I'm just keeping my habit alive so that I should be thankful always. A time will come, whatever you do, I don't say thank you to you. Not that I'm established in Karma Yoga, I'm become utterly selfish. That I don't even feel like being thankful to you. So there are two sides of the story. You don't expect thanks from people, but you should be thankful. This is a little contradictory. That if he doesn't need a thankfulness, why should I provide? No. Subjectively, thankfulness is good. But objectively, to get thanks from everybody, without that I don't do anything good, that's not correct. So he says, Yogastha Kuru Karmani. What is Yogastha? You have a clear concept in your mind. Whatever I do, why I do it. Your purpose is clear. When you serve God, you don't expect. You say, I don't even water the plant unless the plant is, in future, is supposed to give you fruits. Any action you take, so much rain was there, correct? Maximum rain fell on what? On the grass. We are not going to get any fruit out of this grass. So do you think the rain should be partial? No. Nature is always good. The sun will rise in the morning. It will give equal light to everybody, whosoever they are. You may like to read Bhagavatam, somebody may like to do forgery. Sun is not affected by that. Sun says, okay, I give equal light to everybody. How you use the light is up to you. So, nature is always impartial. God is always impartial. But our concept of God becomes in such a way that will come here. We don't leave even God. We don't leave even God from our selfish nature. So Krishna says, Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva. Sangam is your desire for the result, your attachment to the action. Sangam tyaktva, by renouncing that attachment, you do the work established in yoga. Sangha is the desire for the result. Sangha in general is company. In Sanskrit or in the colloquial Indian languages, Sangha, Satsanga. Sangha is a company. But here Sangha is your desire for the result of your action. It's called Sangha. Shankaracharya is very interestingly writes, Sangam tyaktva, by giving up the attachment. In Sanskrit commentary he writes beautiful small sentence. Ishvaropi me tushyatu iti sangat tattva. I serve God without even desire that God should be pleased on me. There are small, slight changes there, slight differences there. I want to please God. I want to God be happy by my service. But I do not want anything favor from God. Then you are not loving God, you are loving the things from God. I sometimes jokingly say, going to the temple, putting $10 in the donation box, then take out a big list of desires, put in front of God and put the coconut as a paperweight. The paper should not fly away. I gave you $10, now you fulfill my desires. Do you think God is stupid? No. Your desires is millions of dollars. And do you think by giving $10 you will do it? No. So these are very ignorant way of doing it. Asking from God is not wrong. Let us not mistake this concept. Krishna says in one place, 4 types of devotees are there. You have heard this again maybe earlier. Who are these 4 types? One is Artha. He calls on God when he is in trouble. Just like you call police when you are in trouble, in the same way he calls God when he is in trouble. Otherwise, no. There is another. He is a student. Inquiry. So he wants to know about God. So he reads books to find out what is God. That is still okay. But the majority part of the devotees of God are called Artharthi. Those who want something from God. They don't want God. They want things from God. Oh God, my son should get a good job. Oh God, my daughter should get a good relation, good marriage. Oh God, I should get promotion. Oh God, I should have this one. And if God doesn't give, say, oh, that God is useless, let me change the God. Then you go to another temple. But we do not need it is the same God in different form. Swami Vivekananda says in one place, which other God than the God who stays in your heart ever answer your prayer? It is not the God in the temple. Temple is a place where you go to find that God is within, not without. Outside statue or the photograph of God is just a stimulus. It just gives a idea. That's why when we go to temples, what all of us do? You go to the temple, do like this, then they close the eyes. Nobody goes to temple like this. No. Why you close the eyes? Beautiful statue, beautiful decoration. Why you want to close eyes? Because eventually God is not there. Eventually God is within me, which I want to realize. That's why we close eyes and introspect. Shrine or a temple is a place for introspection. All external rituals are fine. That will not mean anything unless you have a desire for introspection. Temple is a place of introspection. We do not know many times how to introspect. So you take help of the prayer, you take help of the surroundings. Another thing which I will like to say, which sometimes I have told, when you go to temple, say now you will go to temple, all your 5 senses are taken care so that you are free from them. Carpet is more or less okay to sit, aircon is okay, not feeling hot, not feeling cold, so touch is taken care. Then there is a incense stick, so your smell sense is taken care. Then beautiful clean statue with flower decoration, your eyes are taken care. Then some singing, sometimes not that much in tune, but anyway, so your ears are taken care. So 5 senses, 1, 2, 3, and then you sing, 4, skin is 5. All your 5 senses are pacified so that your mind can be concentrated in God and do introspection. People say, why so much? No, everywhere it is the same. Whether you put a candle in the church or whether you put a big joystick, I remember, that's why I am telling. You know, some Buddhist temples are there, that one joystick, one agarbatti is taller than you. It is so big, it is almost like a pillar. I saw in Hong Kong. If you burn an insect, as a few months it will burn. Such big one, 6 feet, 8 feet tall, one incense stick. So your senses are taken care for you to be introspection. So idea is this, that temple is meant to be more introvert. If temple makes you extrovert, then better don't go to the temple. Go to the garden, go to the sea beach, where you can be introverted. To be introvert is the goal. Not going to temple is a goal. Whole Bhagavad Gita you read, 700 slokas. There is not a single sloka which tells you go to temple every day. There is no word temple in Bhagavad Gita. Because temple is a place which people can utilize for any purpose. You utilize for a holy purpose, that's good. So it is not the place which is important, it's your mind and attitude which is more important. So, Sangam Tyaktva, you may like to please God by your service, by your remembering Him, whichever way. But if you say, no, by pleasing God, I actually want favor from Him, this small difference is there, then your devotion will become little lower type. So we found one devotee who is called Artha, one who is in trouble, then he calls on God. Second is one who is a inquirer, one who wants to know about God. Third is the majority of the group people call Artharthi. They want Artha, they want things from God. And the fourth is Jnani, one who is already established that God is truth and that's why I love God. All the 4 are devotees of God. All are devotees, nothing wrong about that. But then the next line Sri Krishna says, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta. But in these 4, the Jnani is the best, who is always connected with God. Nitya Yukta, always Yukta, always connected with God. Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate. His speciality is one-pointed devotion. All are devotees, nothing wrong. Oh God, give me some money, nothing wrong about it. But definitely that fellow is better than you, who just loves God. He doesn't want things from God. So your devotion also can be Nishkama and Sakama. Your devotion also can be with desire and without desire. So spirituality is to travel towards no desire. I love you, that's all. It's not worldly love, that in my love there is something hidden agenda. When you love God, it's like loving Himalaya. When you love God, it is like loving the big tree. You don't take any part of the tree with you. Just because it is grand, that's why you love. Just because Himalaya is so grand, that's why you love it. So, you have an idea of God because it is great. Because that person whom we call God, is great. That's why we love him. There is no purpose behind love. And this is very high philosophy. Anyway, we'll take next time. A situation is there where other Swamiji has gone to, one Swamiji has gone to India, other Swamiji has suddenly had to go to Japan. So I will have to do the arati, so maybe 5 minutes more I require. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.